All right, eighth graders, please open up your math binder. We are going to start on page 11 today. So in your math binder, pull up page 11. At the top, it says Ponzi pyramid scheme task. We are going to talk about a pyramid scheme. You might have heard about this before. I guess technically maybe this isn't a pyramid scheme, but it's definitely a scam, and you've maybe gotten scam emails like this one down below. Max has received the following email. So the email is from a crook. A crook. Oh, there's the first red flag. Okay, the date was August 12th, 2016, quite some time ago. And it's to be smart. The subject, get rich quick. All right, dear friend, do you want to get rich quick? Follow the simple steps below and you may never have to work again. First of all, let's use our reasoning skills. This seems like a really poor choice because getting rich quick is not really a thing. It's a scam, almost always. Okay, 1, at the bottom of this email, there are 8 names and addresses. Send $5 to the name at the top of the list. 2, delete that name and add your name to the bottom of the list. 3, send this email to 5 new friends. So all Max has to do is send this to 5 new friends, but he also has to send $5 to the person at the top of the list that he just got. Okay, so if this process goes as planned, how much money will be sent to Max? Now let's just pretend that like everybody in this process is super honest and they all really just want to give one person $5. So if it goes as planned, how much money is Max going to get? And I want you to justify your answer showing your calculations. So I don't want you to write down none because this is a scam. I want you to maybe create a visual aid, maybe make a table, maybe write out some mathematical calculations on how much money Max is going to get from this email scam. How much money would he get if everybody who got this thing sent to them kept moving Max up and up the list and finally he reached the top? So you're going to push pause and then you are going to try problem number 1. Push pause and try to calculate, and I want to see a dollar amount for how much money you think Max got. Push pause. All right, so hopefully you had a second to try out this problem. And I know some of you are still thinking like, gosh, I really don't understand what we're talking about here. Maybe Max just gets $5 or maybe he just gets $8. So the idea is, and I made a little list here, let's pretend like I'm Max for a second. And I get this list and I pulled a bunch of my 8th graders who might have joined this scammy email. So we've got Caitlin L, Patrick W, Maya F, Simon S, Nathan B, Adeline M, Josie T, and these people are all on the list above me. So if I were to add my name, and I'm gonna say Max, because that's my name, I don't get any money when I send this to 5 new people. So I send this to 5 people, but who do I have to pay before I send this to 5 people? Well, I pay Caitlin, okay? And then, or the next person that gets paid is Caitlin, and Caitlin gets that money. And then Patrick is gonna get money next, and then Maya is gonna get money next, and Simon, and it's gonna go down the list until it gets to me, Max. So it's gone out 8 times before Max gets to the top. So sometimes a common mistake that I see people say is, well, it has to go out 8 times, $5 per time, that's $40, 8 times 5. So $40, that's kind of a lot of money. I mean, I'd be happy if someone gave me $40, but the problem is that doesn't take care of the fact that every time it gets sent out, you're sending to 5 more people. So we need a better way to keep track of how many people are being sent or where you are in line. So for example, when I started this as Max, remember, I was in the 8th position. So when I was in the 8th position, this thing got sent out. Ooh, that's kind of hard to see. Let's zoom in. When I was in the 8th position, this thing got sent out to 5 people. 8th position got sent out to 5 people. Okay, so after those 5 people got this thing, they crossed Caitlin off the top of the list, and then they put their name on the bottom, and I was now in the 7th position. Okay, so those 5 people sent it to 5 more people. So how do we get 5 times? Well, that would be 5 times 5 people. Those original 5 people sent it to 5 more people. And that is 25 people. Okay, so then I'm at number 7, remember, and then they're gonna knock Patrick off the list. So I go up to number 6. And once I'm in that 6th position, those 25 people all send it to 5 more people. So those 25 send it to 5 more. And at that point, there are 125 people. Okay, that's kind of a lot of people. Okay, so then we send those new 125 people get this email, and then we go to the 5th position. Maya gets knocked off the list. And those 125 people send it to 5 more people. And this goes to 625 people on the next round. 625 people have an email with your name and address. Ooh, that's kind of creepy. Let's keep going though, because obviously this can't go wrong. Okay, when you are in the 4th position, it is 625 people times 5 more people. And that is 3,125 people. When you are in the 3rd position, you take that 3,125 people and you send it out to 5 more people each. And when I multiply that, I get 15,625 people. Okay, the 2nd position, almost to the very top. I think it's just Josie above me when I'm in the 2nd position. And that would be this 15,625 times 5 more people. And hold on. Type this in a calculator so I definitely don't screw this up. So 15,625 times 5, and I get 78,125 people that now have my name and address. Okay, so then finally, I get knocked up to 1st position. 78,125 people all send it to 5 more. And we have 390,625 people. You might be thinking, holy smokes, that's a lot of money. 8th graders, that's not the amount of money. That's just how many people now got an email with you at the top. Remember, every time someone adds their name at the bottom, they have to cross off the top name, but send that top name $5. So you get this amount of people are all going to send you $5. When I multiply that, I get, this one's going to get a dollar sign, 1,953,125. That's a lot of dollars. Holy smokes. That is so much money. We should definitely start an email scam, because like clearly we would never accidentally send it to the same person twice, and nobody's going to delete this email. They'll all be honest and send us $5. So yeah, disclaimer, I'm being very much joking right now. These don't work the way that mathematically they are expected to work, but you get the idea. Even if only some of them follow, if that's the potential, that's a lot of money. I mean, I was happy with $40, which was clearly wrong. Okay, so let's find a way to mathematically be able to tell this from any position. Where's this stuff coming from? 5 times 5 gave us 25. Now, 8th graders, when you multiply the same number twice, that's repeated multiplication. Now, repeated addition, if I did 5 plus 5, I could say that that's 2 times 5. But if I do 5 times 5, that is something that we call exponents. And we can write that as 5 squared. Okay, so 5 squared, and if you've got a calculator, you're welcome to check it on here. You can type in 5 and then you can push your x squared button, and you get 25. So that definitely works. On the Desmos calculator, there's a squared button as well. Okay, so then we did that 25 times 5, which is really just 5 times 5 times 5. So that is 5 cubed. The next one would be 5 to the 4th, 5 to the 5th, 5 to the 6th, 5 to the 7th, 5 to the 8th. Whoa. Okay, so we have a lot of stuff with exponents here. Now I'm going to write something on the side over here. Now, we had 5 to the 8th people at the very end. And remember, we multiplied that by $5 to get this $1,953,125. So we did 5 times 5 to the 8th. Now, that's really 5 times 8 fives multiplied in a row. So altogether, that's 9 fives. So I'll give you a couple reminders. This was the number of people, and this was the money paid, and this was the total money. Okay, so look at number 2. What if there were only 10, or not only, what if there were 10 names on the list? How would this change your work and your answer? So what came into play with 8 names being on the list? Look back over here. What came into play with those 8 names? Well, those 8 names showed up in that exponent right there. So this was number of names. So if I were to change that number of names and no longer make it 8, then that's not going to be 5 to the 8th anymore. If I make it 10 names, that's going to be 5 to the 10th. So we can have 5 times 5 to the 10th. Now, what you'll sometimes see mathematicians do, if there's not an exponent there, they'll say 5 to the 1. But really, we've got 1 5 and then 10 more 5s next to it. So 5 times 5 times 5 times blah, 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 10 times. Yeah, I just said blah, blah, blah. So that would be 5 to the 11th. And remember, we've got money over here, and we've got people over here. So 5 to the 11th dollars. That's a lot of money, but let's see if our calculator can even handle 5 to the 11th. If you've got a calculator like this, you can type in 5, and then there's like a little up arrow. That up arrow, and then 11. It does work on here. That would be $48,828,125. That is so much money. I'm going to write that down. $48,828,125. Sold. I'll do that. Okay. What if Max sent the email to 4 new friends and everything else stayed the same as the original email? How would you change your work and your answer? So basically this is saying, what if we were only sending it to 4 new friends every time? If the money stayed the same and the list stayed the same, then all we're changing is the number of people that it gets sent to. So that 5 right there instead would be a 4. So we would have still our money being sent, but now we'd be multiplying by 4 to the 8th. So that's a 5 times a bunch of 4s. I can't say that this thing is 4 to the 9th because that's not a 4 over here. This would be like 5 times 4. Okay, I said 4 for a long time. But that is 5 times a bunch of 4s. I can't combine the 5 with the 4s. I cannot turn 5 into a 4. There are still just 8 4s and a single 5. So this one can't be combined. Okay, let's look at the next one. What if Max sends $6 to start with and sends the email to 6 friends? There's still 8 names and addresses on the list. How would that change your work? So if he's sending $6 and there's going to be 6 friends, we're now changing this money amount. So that's going to be $6 with 6 friends to the 8th power. And these do match. We can have a single 6 and then 8 sixes, and together that would be 9 sixes. And we could say dollars. All right, I want you using these ideas of exponents as we go through the practice problems that are coming up. So look through this stuff and ask questions if you've got them, but keep working through the next portion.